So I'm inside the rat rod right now. I have to do this quick because my camera battery is low. Last minute decision. I'm actually going to do something with the exhaust, so I'm going to take you guys on that adventure. Okay, so if you guys can see, there is no exhaust over here. I still have the one stack. I don't think I mentioned it, but I'm not a big fan of the stacks. I prefer like the cleaner look. Also, it's a little bit louder this way, and I do want this thing to be loud. I've actually already taken the exhaust off in my house to see how it would sound. But I'm going to make a custom exhaust tip using the existing tubing for either side, and hopefully we can make it look halfway decent. The brackets to hang this exhaust pipe are really bad, rusted, in really bad shape. I actually snapped off the studs on that one and that one. So I only have one good bracket left for the left side. So as long as one of the three holding that one on survive, we'll be good. So I got the exhaust off on that side. That side wasn't too bad to get off actually. So now we no longer have stacks. Personally, I think it looks a little bit better. That's just my opinion. But I kind of like it without the stacks. So I'm cutting up some of the exhaust tubing. They actually use two different sizes for the tubing, so I'm trying to make me a little adapter out of the old tubing. So I got my little adapter made out of the other tubing I had. I'm actually going to flare this end open just a little bit more, but this end will slide down into the bigger pipe here, and what I'll have to do is I'll have to weld it. I'm going to smooth it out a little bit, obviously after cutting it on a bandsaw. So I'm going to start getting to grinding these up and shaping them for their final fit in the tubing. So these are cleaned up now. I'm not too worried about how they look because I'm hoping that I will be able to kind of hide them. I don't really want them to show. What I really want to show is going to be this piece here. So I have to get that cleaned up now, but those are done. Just waiting on me to get this stuff welded, and I'm actually going to test fit a lot of this stuff to see how long I'm going to make this tubing, the one that you're actually going to see. So for whatever reason, I'm having to cut some more stuff on the bandsaw over there. I'm going to try to stick to using just one of these pipes. If I don't like it, I still have the other pipes I can do something else with. But for whatever reason, when they cut this tubing, this one you don't see it because it's the clean cut off the bandsaw, but the ends on these things were like at a serious angle. And I know you won't see them, but I can't stand that. I want it to be nice and neat, so I'm actually recutting some stuff to, you know, kind of even it out, make it flat. But so far, I really like the look of this. I've already tried it on the truck. It looks pretty good. I don't know if I'm going to drill holes in this like I thought I was. I don't know. We'll have to see when we get there. So, interestingly enough, I just cut open this other end of the tube here where they sleeved it, and yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna try to get this out of here before I use it. Obviously, I don't want to have that in there. I'm not sure what's going on with it, but I wonder why it took so long to cut. Well, that's why, because there's two pipes in there. So, well, let's fix it. So the pipe's cleaned out, but that is what was stuffed in there. I don't know what they were thinking, but that's not how you do that. So now that that's done, I'm basically going to take my tubing here and I'm going to clean off these edges so that way I can get a good weld when I put the fitting in this little custom-made fitting. Alright, so it's time to get these welded up. I got the ends that I'm going to weld on cleaned up so I can get a little bit better of a weld. I haven't welded in a while, so hopefully this won't look too bad. So we're set up here. I'm getting ready to make the weld. I test fitted it. It's just enough to hide this little bit right here, so I think it's going to work out pretty good. She's all tacked up now, and I am ready to get to welding. So I got my pipe in. I know it's kind of hard to see because it has gotten dark outside. It's actually taking a lot longer than I thought it was going to, so I'm not going to worry about trimming these things up. I'm going to go ahead and mount them again. They don't look half bad. I'm probably going to make them shorter, maybe to just about, I don't know, maybe about right here, so just get them past the cab. But I like how they look, but I'm gonna go ahead and get these things secured on here and see you guys in a second. So it's 10 o'clock now. I got the pipes on. My camera is about to die, but I'm not finished with this. I don't want to spend all night doing it. They look pretty good, if I'm honest. A little bit better than what I thought they were going to look like. I still have to, you know, trim the edges and whatnot, but I'm going to save that for another day. Okay guys, so real quick, it is now Monday. This is the only day I really had time to do this. I'm going to finish up my exhaust, and I was going to show you guys what it looks like in daylight now that you can actually see it. I'm pretty happy with it. I actually had to come back the same night as me starting to film, and I had to come in and tack weld these exhaust tips to the cab because they were rattling real bad. There's no hangers behind them or anything to kind of secure the exhaust behind it, so I secured it using the cab. This side is pretty much the exact same. Had to put tack weld in this one too, but I'm kind of a fan of them, if I'm honest. I still got a couple things to do today. I'm going to trim them up, make them look a little better, or I hope to make them look a little bit better, but I'm pretty happy with them so far. Definitely, in my opinion, better than the stacks. I mean, somebody else could have a different opinion, but this is my rat rod, not theirs, so this is what I'm planning on doing. So while I got a chance, I'm actually going to go ahead and do some preventive maintenance. But before I get started on my exhaust, I'm actually going to come in and grease everything because I'm not sure when the last time it was greased. It has the fittings on there to do it, but like I said, I don't know when the last time it was when it got greased. So I'm going to go ahead and do that real quick. Okay, so I greased everything. I'm just letting the exhaust cool down right now before I get to working with it. It's almost cool enough to the touch. But I'm going to go ahead and get my supplies ready so I can go ahead and get this knocked out. But my plan is to cut it with a pneumatic tool or a Sawzall, whichever one ends up working the best. And then I'm going to take a grinder and kind of smooth the edges around it so that way if somebody does bump into it, it doesn't go through their leg. So we don't need that. And while I'm waiting, I'm actually going to go ahead and pull off the mounts for the stacks. I never took them off, and they've just kind of been sitting on there, but I'm going to go ahead and get those off right now. So that's the shape I ended up getting. I'm pretty happy with it. I just basically took my time with the grinder and kind of worked it down to that shape. But I do plan on coming back with a grinder without a cutting wheel and just a grinding disc and kind of sand it back a little bit, straighten it up, neaten it up, all that good stuff. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with the way that turned out. Alright, so I'm trying to do this with a gloved hand. It's kind of hard, but so I got the tips cut, now I'm going to take a grinder and kind of clean it up a little bit, make it look a little neater, and also take off the super sharp edge that is on the back right here. So it came out pretty good. I really like it. Okay guys, so I've ground down the edges. It's nice and smooth now. It's a lot neater. I'll show you guys this side over here, and it looks pretty good. Like I said, I'm real happy with it. I like the way the angled exhaust looks a little bit better than the regular just straight exhaust. So I'm pretty happy with it. Yeah. Okay guys, I know this wasn't really an in-depth tutorial how to do this, and to be honest with you, I just kind of winged it myself, used whatever worked at the time. But like I said, I'm pretty happy with the exhaust, but that is that project done on the rat rod. I hope you guys kind of enjoyed my build videos. You know, if not, we have racing as well, so if you want to check that out, there's well, not hundreds, but lots of racing videos on the channel as well. Be sure to check those out. So yeah, I'm really happy with the way the exhaust came out. In hindsight, I should have done this all in one day, so that way I could have put the exhaust tips on the bandsaw and just go ahead and cut them at an angle to get the angle that I wanted. But you know what, it is what it is. I had to get put back together. I also had to work the next day, so that kind of threw everything off. But anyways, I had a blast doing this. I love coming down here and tinkering with stuff. I think my next project, actually I don't even know what my next project is. I guess it'll just kind of, you know, whatever comes to me, I guess. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching the video. As always, we will see you in the next video.